Hey, good morning. It's Dr. James. I do hope and pray this message finds you and your loved ones peaceful, thriving, and well. And this is a message I am so excited to share with you today because this is something that's been in my heart probably for over 30 years. Because roughly about that time, I was under the impression, I was under the illusion, you're totally clear. I was under the illusion when I started reading spiritual books, and then I started meditating, and then I started by moving into a spiritual community where so many awesome things, daily practices associated with giving to others and kindness and compassion. And I was like, okay, anytime now I should arrive. I should be fully spiritual. And I waited, and I waited, and I'm still waiting. And I trust if you are a spiritual person, you are waiting too. Unless you're one of those people, those rare beings who does truly ascend here in the human form. And, kind of just, how should we say, is the embodiment of pure light and love. Well, I do believe that's possible, but I'm not there yet. And I really learned that this past year. I'm so far from being there, but I have glimpses. And this is what I want to share with you, because back during that time when I was going through this initial self-discovery and really working on the arrival to being spiritual, I'm sure you've had this experience. You're like, okay, this is a seminar. This is the book. This is the teacher. Well, you know what? All of those things can be fabulous, absolutely powerful. But ultimately, when I'm learning more and more these days, I know that I'm spiritual when I feel. When I feel dark, when I feel light, when I feel open, when I feel compassionate, when I feel scared, when I just feel. What I'm learning more and more, and I trust this is something you have been experiencing in your lifetime as well, if you're willing to really look long enough and feel, it's really just self-awareness that spirituality really offers us. And when something comes up or something is moving inside of us, we don't shy away from it. We have enough compassion, enough courage, enough love of ourselves, and understanding that we have to be with what is, and having the courage and the conviction to stay with what is, to see what it can teach us, what we can learn, what is that we can raise, how do we find ourselves to be more of a force for possibility in that love experience of self-awareness. Spirituality is fascinating more and more these days. I find that what I'm learning is that I really have most of my great spiritual work in just noticing when my judgment comes up, when my disconnection comes up, when my sense of sadness towards what I'm seeing out there comes up. And then learning in the spiritual path, I don't have to dig into it and feel it and feel it and feel it, such as things like social media, certain people who comment on social media, certain things that happen in media in general, certain leaders, certain politicians. I think self-awareness is also beautiful enough to go, you know what? That doesn't work for me. Only never has it worked for me. And then being spiritual enough to give yourself the love and permission to say, I'm just not doing that anymore. I've learned that and I've forgotten it, and I'm learning it again this year. But you know what's beautiful? I think a lot of these relearnings are just opportunities for just greater self-awareness going on. You know what? Guess what? You still got some more spiritual work to do here. Good for you. It's good for you, as much as you'd like to, move on. But that's the beauty, right? And I think all of us today have an opportunity to practice being spiritual. But let us really remember that it is not necessarily for most of us about being perfect and ascending. It's being perfect in awareness, just perfectly aware of what makes us come alive, perfectly aware of what dims our light, and perfectly aware that we can love ourselves in both of those spaces. And ultimately, I do believe that's what helps us to evolve to other spaces with the Velcro nature of each of those things, the good or the less than so good. They don't become Velcro. They don't become attachments. They could become awareness, more and more awareness. What a lovely time to be spiritual. What a uniquely challenging time it is to remember that it is always within us to be spiritual. It's whether or not we're aware of the truth that is already here. I think we can be more and more. So with that, much love, you spiritual being. Much love and all blessings. Bye for now.